What's up, YouTube? I wanted to review tonight Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. One reason I wanted to review this beer tonight is, God, it's been forever and a day since I had one, and I raided the wife's beer stash and I found one of these. So anyway, I used to really like this beer. Now, this is way back in the day when I first started enjoying craft brews, and I went through a real phase drinking Cherry Wheat. Probably been couple of years since I've had one since. I think the beer kind of fell out of flavor with me or whatever, and I just haven't been drinking Cherry Wheat. So I wanted to take a good look at it tonight, see what I used to like about it. And you've probably had one before, to give you an idea on how I taste beers, so that you know how close in the ballpark we are to one another, so that you know to really take a good look at my reviews or not. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. It has a Beer Advocate score of 74, which isn't very high. It has an IBUs of 23. It is 5.3 ABV. So, that being said, it's a wheat beer. I don't really like wheat beers. Like I said, though, I did go through a phase with this one. I don't really taste what I don't like about wheat in this beer, if I'm remembering it correctly. So, here we go. The beer pours to a somewhat cloudy, brass color. It's nicely carbonated, not overly such. It pours to about a 1-inch head. A little tiny bit of lacing, but not severely notable. Just kind of hangs around there, but it doesn't really stick to the sides too awful much. Anyway, you definitely smell cherries. And that's about all you smell. You don't smell hops, maybe a touch of sweetness. You don't smell the things that I find terrible about wheat beers, the banana, the clove, the diactyl, all that nasty stuff that usually follows a wheat beer. It's not present in the scent of this beer. It's tart. You taste some cherry, but mostly you taste tart. Yeah, it's not that good. It's interesting. If you're new to craft beer, you may find this enjoyable just because it's interesting. It's something different. It's unlike a beer you've had before, but really it's kind of bland. Other than it's severely pronounced cherry flavor, and that's about all you get. And it's, like I said, it's tart too. Tart, maybe a little bitter, kind of a dry finish, kind of even a harsh finish because of the tartness. Kind of leaves you not even wanting to finish the glass, to be honest with you. Like I said, I used to like this in my early days of finding beer, but anymore, I'm starting to see why I haven't had one in a few years. It's really not that good. That being said, if you're new to craft brews and you want to try something interesting, I'll give it that. When I first got into beers, like I said, I did find this beer quite good and interesting, and I think that's more why I found it good, was because it was commonly available and it was unlike anything I had tasted before. Now, with a lot more experience under my belt, I can't say that this beer's that good. Have a good night. Hope this helps.